We wouldn't buy a house or rent an apartment without looking at it first. And we probably wouldn't venture onto the highway without learning how to drive first. The same is true for a career. We don't want to prepare for a career without knowing anything about it. When it comes to getting a feel for an HIM job, you've really got to spend some actual time on the job. Diving in head first is a great way to gain some much needed training and experience for your future career. I mean, honestly, what's the best way to learn something? By doing it. A great aspect of this program is the opportunity to complete a professional practice experience, or PPE, before graduation. This PPE will offer you specific hands-on training in an actual HIM position. Does the idea of completing something like a PPE make you feel nervous or anxious? Don't let it. There is no need to be stressed about this upcoming opportunity. When you near the end of this program, you'll have the knowledge of the industry and an understanding of the basic roles and responsibilities to better prepare for a career in health information management. You'll be ready to show what you know. Although it might take some tweaks to your schedule, your PPE can be a springboard into finding a job after graduation. Also, completing your PPE will help you decide which type of healthcare setting might work best for you. Let's take a look at some of the expectations that will come along with the PPE. Starting a new job can be intimidating. No one likes feeling clueless when they begin something new. Being exposed to applicable, on-the-job training in a more relaxed and informal environment is a huge benefit of the PPE. You'll be able to work through actual situations and scenarios you may encounter on a job, as well as learn ways to troubleshoot issues as they happen.
So, what are some things I'm going to be learning in my PPE?
Great question. Although everyone's PPE will be different, there are a few things that will be pretty standard. You'll learn skills such as who does what in your organization, as well as the different responsibilities of each department. Additionally, you'll learn company policies, protocols, and procedures. During your first day or two on the job for your PPE, you'll probably take a tour of the facility, meet coworkers and other members of the HIM team or department, and you'll review the expectations of your specific job role and responsibility with your PPE supervisor.
So, what are my specific job responsibilities?
Well, the best answer for this question is that it depends. The type of healthcare facility where you choose to complete your PPE, as well as the specific job role that you'll be filling, will determine exactly what your role and responsibility will be during your experience. However, there are a few things that will be the same in whichever type of PPE you complete. You'll have some pre-screening and onboarding type expectations, like background checks and orientations. Then, you'll probably be expected to sign some type of non-disclosure agreement or an NDA. Since you're working with confidential patient data, your PPE supervisor will talk about the consequences that could occur if there is a breach of patient confidentiality. The bottom line, it's against the law to share confidential medical information, so be extremely careful. Any sharing of information or patient data leaks could result in failure of the PPE and possibly suspension or expulsion from this program. During your PPE, you'll be expected to conduct yourself the same way you would with any other type of professional job. Make sure you're on time. Make sure you're dressed professionally. Make sure you act appropriately. And make sure to use your best interpersonal communication skills. The way you communicate with your supervisor and coworkers can go a long way in helping you get hired at the end of your PPE. Think of your PPE as a type of interactive resume. You're building your work experience and job skills that you'll be able to speak to in future job interviews. You'll definitely want to make sure to make the most of your time while learning on the job. Completion of the PPE is an expectation for this program. A positive review from your PPE supervisor will be the bulk of your grade, but you'll also be expected to produce a few things to show your progression through the experience. When you get to the PPE portion of this program in the future months, you'll be guided through the process of creating a professional resume. Also, you'll be submitting reflections about what you're learning, what you're doing in your role, and how you feel about the experience as a whole. Remember, the point of the professional practice experience is to give you an idea of what a job in the field of HIM will be like, provide specific experience, and hopefully help you find a solid job opportunity after graduation. Although you won't be responsible for completing the PPE for another few months, it's important to start planning. If you have another job, you'll want to start the conversation with your boss about the expectation of this PPE for your degree. When you begin your externship course, which is when you'll complete your PPE, then you'll be able to easily communicate and schedule time that works for both your job and the PPE. Do you have kids, siblings, or maybe even elderly parents that you take care of on a daily basis? If so, then you'll also want to make sure that care is lined up for when you begin the PPE. Not only will you be able to focus on your PPE in the next few months, but you'll also be provided with a review for the RHIT certification. Although this is not a requirement for this program, you'll find that jobs are much easier to land if you have this certification. Our goal in this HIM program is to give you the very best chance for a successful career after graduation. With the PPE and ideally an RHIT certification, you'll have the opportunity to find a great job in the field of health information management. As the old saying goes, tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.